The problem requires a creative solution. The problem requires a creative solution. Allowance. Allowance. We have to go grocery shopping today. We have to go grocery shopping today. Can it continue into the sunset? Can it continue into the sunset? But I still feel sad. But I still feel sad. Can you sign something for me? Can you sign something for me? Was his stepson a masseuse? Was his stepson a masseuse? Don't forget to lock the door when leaving. Don't forget to lock the door when leaving. Will she dance then? Will she dance then? Do me a favor. Do me a favor. I am the owner of this property. I am the owner of this property. When will you do it? When will you do it? When did he leave? When did he leave? I need a glass of wine after that stressful day. I need a glass of wine after that stressful day. We need to finish this project by the end of the week. We need to finish this project by the end of the week. The view from the top is beautiful. The view from the top is beautiful. Inside. Inside. You are ugly. You are ugly. Your half-brother is a neurologist. Your half-brother is a neurologist. They should not fly the traffic controller after 3 weeks. They should not fly the traffic controller after 3 weeks. How interesting. How interesting. How do you spell your name? How do you spell your name? He had finished his presentation by the time the customers arrived. He had finished his presentation by the time the customers arrived. I will take 3 days off. I will take 3 days off. I have many grapes. I have many grapes. I have not visited Italy. I have not visited Italy. In order for the teacher to calculate your final grade, they must be successful in your exams. In order for the teacher to calculate your final grade, they must be successful in your exams. What about you? What about you? They will be participating in a marathon next month. They will be participating in a marathon next month. May not be stored often. May not be stored often. I will build a bridge. I will build a bridge. The customer stage of the purchasing journey. The customer stage of the purchasing journey. Next year he will open his own business. Next year he will open his own business. You should listen to your family's advice. You should listen to your family's advice. My cousins are illusionists. My cousins are illusionists. If you had listened to me, you wouldn't be in this situation. If you had listened to me, you wouldn't be in this situation. Let me try to fix this for you. Let me try to fix this for you. We sang karaoke at the party. We sang karaoke at the party. My mother-in-law was a pediatrician. My mother-in-law was a pediatrician. We should avoid consuming processed foods. We should avoid consuming processed foods. He has no fever. He has no fever. You have to study regularly to improve your grades. You have to study regularly to improve your grades. There is no water in the bottle. There is no water in the bottle. Talk, talk. His stepfather is a scientist. His stepfather is a scientist. He will work on his project all night. He will work on his project all night. We went to a concert to support a local band. We went to a concert to support a local band. We relaxed ourselves with ice cream. We relaxed ourselves with ice cream. She does ballet on Wednesday evenings. She does ballet on Wednesday evenings. Can I make an appointment to talk to the manager? Can I make an appointment to talk to the manager? Football is the most popular sport in the world. Football is the most popular sport in the world. You won't talk later. You won't talk later. I had never seen it before, Tommy. I had never seen it before, Tommy. I wish I had more time to spend with my family. I wish I had more time to spend with my family. I have to get up early for work. I have to get up early for work. These are crowded shops. These are crowded shops. Your relatives were jewelers. Your relatives were jewelers. The bird is making its nest. The bird is making its nest. I have to limit. I have to limit. We had to get the ingredients for the recipe. We had to get the ingredients for the recipe. If you don't know the answers to these questions, if you don't know the answers to these questions, we don't have a swimming pool. We don't have a swimming pool. I don't notice anything special about the subject at hand. I don't notice anything special about the subject at hand. What are you working on Sunday? What are you working on Sunday? I came here to see John. I came here to see John. He's sweeping the carpet. He's sweeping the carpet. Will not prevail at dawn. Will not prevail at dawn. We shouldn't be tied. We shouldn't be tied. I have an incredible headache. I have an incredible headache. I need to earn enough money to lighten my family's financial burden. I need to earn enough money to lighten my family's financial burden. How about trying a new recipe for dinner? How about trying a new recipe for dinner? He's not leaving until he gets his paycheck. He's not leaving until he gets his paycheck. He will be happy if you give him a gift. He will be happy if you give him a gift. Discussions on the new education policy continued for several hours. Discussions on the new education policy continued for several hours. Investigation of ABC integration for configuration. Investigation of ABC integration for configuration. Her mother-in-law was an intensive care specialist. Her mother-in-law was an intensive care specialist. I look forward to hearing from you soon. I look forward to hearing from you soon. He will go to painting class in the evening. He will go to painting class in the evening. He got his passport stamped at the airport. He got his passport stamped at the airport. Was her daughter a songwriter? Was her daughter a songwriter? How long have you been married? How long have you been married? Basketball players will practice shooting for hours. Basketball players will practice shooting for hours. Approximately. Approximately. I will be working on a new project in the office. I will be working on a new project in the office. He is a dedicated teacher and inspires his students. He is a dedicated teacher and inspires his students. Some kind of toy. Some kind of toy. What day was yesterday? What day was yesterday? Wouldn't it be an oncologist every day? Wouldn't it be an oncologist every day? Do you age at sunset? Do you age at sunset? Could they make cream soon? Could they make cream soon? I can finish the project by the deadline. I can finish the project by the deadline. He practices his piano skills every day. He practices his piano skills every day. It happened a long time ago. It happened a long time ago. Has this happened to you before? Has this happened to you before? Let's go back. Please, John. Let's go back. Please, John. Why don't you come to us? Why don't you come to us? I must not discover. I must not discover. My sister's car is red. My sister's car is red. He couldn't find his favorite book in the bookstore. He couldn't find his favorite book in the bookstore. What is your purpose? What is your purpose? I don't notice anything strange. I don't notice anything strange. 5 p.m. They didn't bother. 5 p.m. They didn't bother. Is your nephew a lantern? Is your nephew a lantern? Shall we let it at dusk? Shall we let it at dusk? The book was borrowed from the library. The book was borrowed from the library. I'm sorry, I have to leave. I'm sorry, I have to leave. Tony loves taking selfies and always shares them on Instagram. Tony loves taking selfies and always shares them on Instagram. Won't he be a doctor in a year? Won't he be a doctor in a year? We only have one bedroom in our house. We only have one bedroom in our house. The company will launch a new product next week. The company will launch a new product next week. Noon businessman, right? Noon businessman, right? I found my keys. I found my keys. What do you think about removing carbon in car technologies? What do you think about removing carbon in car technologies? Not successful after 1 week. Not successful after 1 week. You should get old last year. You should get old last year. Learning a musical instrument is difficult. Learning a musical instrument is difficult. Can you give me some advice? Can you give me some advice? They can go on a world tour. They can go on a world tour. Can I use my loyalty card for online orders? Can I use my loyalty card for online orders? Does he forget every month? Does he forget every month? She was shopping for new clothes at the mall. She was shopping for new clothes at the mall. They learn English to communicate with others. They learn English to communicate with others. Did not receive. Did not receive. He wishes he had learned to swim when he was younger. He wishes he had learned to swim when he was younger. Suitable for. Suitable for. You rarely have to let go. You rarely have to let go. Can you provide the necessary support? Can you provide the necessary support? He didn't thank you. He didn't thank you. What are you working on? What are you working on? That makes sense. That makes sense. He visited friends in another state. He visited friends in another state. I am confused. I am confused. Better today. Better today. They cannot fail. They cannot fail. Will they be born later? Will they be born later? Extrovert. Extrovert. You should turn off the lights when you leave the room. You should turn off the lights when you leave the room. Teacher assistant. Teacher assistant. I will see your friends. I will see your friends. Could you pass me the salt, please? Could you pass me the salt, please? I can't see any lessons in today's English. I can't see any lessons in today's English. Before. We will be able to present our findings very soon. We will be able to present our findings very soon. His aunt is an art director. His aunt is an art director. If yes, did you encounter any problems with it? If yes, did you encounter any problems with it? Should they be admins soon? Should they be admins soon? Do you have a gym? Do you have a gym? The water is too hot to touch. The water is too hot to touch. What should you do if you meet the Queen? What should you do if you meet the Queen? He is more confident in his abilities. He is more confident in his abilities. I have never seen such a beautiful sunset before. I have never seen such a beautiful sunset before. I think it's time for me to say goodbye. I think it's time for me to say goodbye. After we have our lunch, we go shopping. After we have our lunch, we go shopping. Your daughter is an entrepreneur. Your daughter is an entrepreneur. When are you coming? When are you coming? Didn't I apply? Didn't I apply? They discuss the problem with their teacher. They discuss the problem with their teacher. Will it be mining in a minute? Will it be mining in a minute? I should mention 10 years. I should mention 10 years. Can't he read every day? Can't he read every day? A product is something made by a process. A product is something made by a process. Is your nephew a lantern? Is your nephew a lantern? Politics is a popular way to gain power. Politics is a popular way to gain power. How much milk is left in the jug? How much milk is left in the jug? Can we complain? Can we complain? They are playing cards. They are playing cards. Are we renting? Are we renting? He will have fixed the computer until you need it. He will have fixed the computer until you need it. He should be at the airport by 6 p.m. He should be at the airport by 6 p.m. Do you like hiking? Do you like hiking? I always check my email in the morning. I always check my email in the morning. I have a lot of hope. I have a lot of hope. Cabbage. Cabbage. You should not ignore your responsibilities. You should not ignore your responsibilities. The movie interests him. The movie interests him. A few days ago. A few days ago. You stay here with me. You stay here with me. I can speak Spanish fluently, he told me. I can speak Spanish fluently, he told me. Sometimes they have dinner at an upscale restaurant. Sometimes they have dinner at an upscale restaurant. Now I have to kill. Now I have to kill. Can we see a rainbow after the storm? Can we see a rainbow after the storm? He did not dress at night. He did not dress at night. They studied English for 2 years. They studied English for 2 years. Aren't they charged annually? Aren't they charged annually? We congratulated ourselves for the successful event. We congratulated ourselves for the successful event. He's training for the marathon race. He's training for the marathon race. As I understand it, he is not a frequent pianist. He is not a frequent pianist. Can't you rarely be an architect? Can't you rarely be an architect? Understanding. Understanding. Do you feel? Were his parents overseers? Were his parents overseers? Between us, can I give you some constructive feedback? Between us, can I give you some constructive feedback? His comment was irrelevant to our conversation. His comment was irrelevant to our conversation. We could score. We could score. They will not start construction until they get the permits. They will not start construction until they get the permits. He wouldn't just arbitrate. He wouldn't just arbitrate. I am planning to visit my friends next weekend. I am planning to visit my friends next weekend. Wait, Tommy. Wait, Tommy. We are going to the park. We are going to the park. Do we run? Do we run? Doesn't he need to invest after 4 hours? Doesn't he need to invest after 4 hours? Although the results were not as we expected, we learned valuable lessons. Although the results were not as we expected, we learned valuable lessons. I have to connect at noon. I have to connect at noon. I have to leave early today. I have to leave early today. Increase. Increase. Who did you walk to? Who did you walk to? They may not talk after 2 weeks. They may not talk after 2 weeks. They appreciate your time and effort. They appreciate your time and effort. Into. The audience was mesmerized by the performance. The audience was mesmerized by the performance. We should think about them and try to understand them. We should think about them and try to understand them. He will play football with his friends tomorrow. He will play football with his friends tomorrow. His stepmother is an astronaut. His stepmother is an astronaut. They were listening to the radio and getting up. They were listening to the radio and getting up. I'm in the next room. I'm in the next room. He enjoys reading books in his spare time. He enjoys reading books in his spare time. We cannot limit. We cannot limit. You will need to study for the exam. You will need to study for the exam. Party fun. Party fun. If you want a lot of money, you can save money and you have to work. If you want a lot of money, you can save money and you have to work. We visit the beach every summer. We visit the beach every summer. I need a new battery for my car. I need a new battery for my car. This week is the second week of the sprint. This week is the second week of the sprint. Which school are you going to? Which school are you going to? Scholarship. Scholarship. In 5 years I will be going back to school to get my master's degree. In 5 years I will be going back to school to get my master's degree. To be continued. To be continued. Tonsil. Tonsil. The team has won 2 championships in a row. The team has won 2 championships in a row. You were repairing. You were repairing. It may not go right away. It may not go right away. He played video games all day. He played video games all day. I wrote a letter to my friend. I wrote a letter to my friend. Will you be a banker by noon? Will you be a banker by noon? I'm so bored and don't know what to do. I'm so bored and don't know what to do. He will study English at the language school. He will study English at the language school. The car is very fast and powerful. The car is very fast and powerful. I don't want to lose my losses for magazines. I don't want to lose my losses for magazines. Look at some common adjectives to describe foods. What kind of food do we use them often with? Look at some common adjectives to describe foods. What kind of food do we use them often with? Can we be senators in 2 hours? Can we be senators in 2 hours? I'm in the room with the drinks. I'm in the room with the drinks. We should always strive for excellence, even if it is challenging. We should always strive for excellence, even if it is challenging. He is studying for the geography exam. He is studying for the geography exam. I'm going to learn to swim this summer, he said to his friend. I'm going to learn to swim this summer, he said to his friend. What happened to your husband? What happened to your husband? Will it subside at night? Will it subside at night? Whatever you do, don't turn on the lights. Whatever you do, don't turn on the lights. If he studies abroad, he will learn a new language. If he studies abroad, he will learn a new language. What did you have? What did you have? This is your brother. This is your brother. Better get out early to avoid traffic. Better get out early to avoid traffic. Go on, please. Go on, please. We trust our friends. We trust our friends. It's not important. It's not important. We like to go shopping on the weekends. We like to go shopping on the weekends. I did not become a homeowner at noon. I did not become a homeowner at noon. He is a successful businessman. He is a successful businessman. Until tomorrow. Until tomorrow. I'm meeting up with my friends for coffee next week. I'm meeting up with my friends for coffee next week. His wife is a detective. His wife is a detective. This is a kind of apple. This is a kind of apple. I have to study for the English test tomorrow. I have to study for the English test tomorrow. When you come back, the mission will be finished. When you come back, the mission will be finished. We were decorating the house for the holidays. We were decorating the house for the holidays. Hi John. Omar asked me the following question. What answer to him? Hi John. Omar asked me the following question. What answer to him? We need to clean the windows. We need to clean the windows. The car was produced in Japan. The car was produced in Japan. To continue. To continue. He was driving his car when he saw a deer on the road. He was driving his car when he saw a deer on the road. We didn't have any audit logs at Company X. We didn't have any audit logs at Company X. I have many dreams. I have many dreams. What a helpful guide. What a helpful guide. I'll excuse you from class. I'll excuse you from class. This dress is affordable. This dress is affordable. We are waiting for the bus to arrive. We are waiting for the bus to arrive. You didn't draw. You didn't draw. Are there any cooking demonstrations today? Are there any cooking demonstrations today? He works in an office from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. He works in an office from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Can be a hairdresser every year. Can be a hairdresser every year. If it's dry, I won't go out. If it's dry, I won't go out. A physiologist a century later, right? A physiologist a century later, right? Can you list the remaining jobs? Can you list the remaining jobs? How are you today? How are you today? I'm in the room with the sofa. I'm in the room with the sofa. They must ask permission before leaving the classroom. They must ask permission before leaving the classroom. John is aware of this. John is aware of this. We become receptionists in the afternoon. We become receptionists in the afternoon. Entrance. Entrance. Electricity powers our homes. Electricity powers our homes. After finishing this project, we can finally relax. After finishing this project, we can finally relax. Let's brainstorm for the upcoming presentation. Let's brainstorm for the upcoming presentation. I can't believe you said such a thing. I can't believe you said such a thing. My family loves hiking and so do I. My family loves hiking and so do I. He finished his homework before dinner. He finished his homework before dinner. This object is a response contract as spoken. This object is a response contract as spoken. He can forget his anniversary again. He can forget his anniversary again. Usually blogger? Usually blogger? He easily understands the concept. He easily understands the concept. You must arrive at the meeting on time. You must arrive at the meeting on time. These books are all mine. These books are all mine. They cannot increase after one day. They cannot increase after one day. They envy your success. They envy your success. He practiced speaking English every day, and as a result, he started speaking fluently. He practiced speaking English every day, and as a result, he started speaking fluently. Have you ever been to a music concert? Have you ever been to a music concert? Could you please drop me off at the airport? Could you please drop me off at the airport? At least, I will be looking at him. I will be looking at him. Did he kill her at 2 o'clock the night before? Did he kill her at 2 o'clock the night before? Were your relatives florists? Were your relatives florists? His father is a teacher. His father is a teacher. I will be living in Japan for the next 5 years. I will be living in Japan for the next 5 years. The house is beyond the limits of possibility. The house is beyond the limits of possibility. Sorry, I have to leave. Sorry, I have to leave. Are they kidnapping? Are they kidnapping? We were watching a football match on TV. We were watching a football match on TV. Your half-sister is the librarian. Your half-sister is the librarian. Intensive care. Intensive care. Can I get your help? Can I get your help? Cannot expand from time to time. Cannot expand from time to time. I need to do some shopping. I need to do some shopping. I forgot my credit card at home. I forgot my credit card at home. Has it rained? Has it rained? He goes to the beach to relax. He goes to the beach to relax. The blue dress is more beautiful than the red one. The blue dress is more beautiful than the red one. The differing opinions of the group members caused tension. The differing opinions of the group members caused tension. I must excuse the paints. I must excuse the paints. But you also need to help us. But you also need to help us. What is your final destination? What is your final destination? What is the end of the topic? What is the end of the topic? How are you? I am good, thanks. How are you? I am good, thanks. I will have completed the project before the specified date. I will have completed the project before the specified date. They may disagree with your decision. They may disagree with your decision. They will be industrialists in the twilight. They will be industrialists in the twilight. Struggle. Struggle. When the party is over, I will have danced for 3 hours. When the party is over, I will have danced for 3 hours. I cannot eat dairy products. I am lactose intolerant. I cannot eat dairy products. I am lactose intolerant. We walked for a while in the rain until we found shelter. We walked for a while in the rain until we found shelter. If you save money, you can buy something nice later. If you save money, you can buy something nice later. It cannot be broken. It cannot be broken. The church was built in the 18th century. The church was built in the 18th century. We went to a concert to listen to our favorite band. We went to a concert to listen to our favorite band. If there is no fog, I will go out. If there is no fog, I will go out. By the end of the month I will have saved enough for a new car. By the end of the month I will have saved enough for a new car. They're throwing a party next weekend. They're throwing a party next weekend. Didn't I add it before? Didn't I add it before? Can you calculate how much money we have left after paying the bills? Can you calculate how much money we have left after paying the bills? Despite the noise, he managed to focus on his work. Despite the noise, he managed to focus on his work. I have a pair of socks. I have a pair of socks. What do I say? What do I say? I need to buy new shoes. I need to buy new shoes. Are you going to watch TV at 9 o'clock tonight? Are you going to watch TV at 9 o'clock tonight? Hello friends. Hello friends. Should I rest after 2 weeks? Should I rest after 2 weeks? I am going to the garden. I am going to the garden. Therefore, we need to change our plans. Therefore, we need to change our plans. Good morning. How can I help you today? Good morning. How can I help you today? To continue. To continue. They are finishing their exams next week. They are finishing their exams next week. Were they arguing about politics before deciding to change the subject? Were they arguing about politics before deciding to change the subject? That's why we need. Concert tickets were purchased online. Concert tickets were purchased online. The actors will shoot the movie on location next month. The actors will shoot the movie on location next month. After 3 nights, we wouldn't be defending. After 3 nights, we wouldn't be defending. He will start his training in September. He will start his training in September. I wouldn't be an artist at 3 o'clock after midnight. I wouldn't be an artist at 3 o'clock after midnight. The restaurant was serving customers all evening when a famous celebrity walked in. The restaurant was serving customers all evening when a famous celebrity walked in. He stood behind her as he spoke. He stood behind her as he spoke. I never watch TV. I never watch TV. You don't listen at night. You don't listen at night. You didn't believe every day. You didn't believe every day. I won't waste chalk. I won't waste chalk. Was your grandfather a guide? Was your grandfather a guide? They are planning a trip to Europe next summer. They are planning a trip to Europe next summer. Time. Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend. Turn right at the next corner. Turn right at the next corner. I'm going to play ball in the garden with my friends after class tomorrow. I'm going to play ball in the garden with my friends after class tomorrow. Wasn't she a masseuse 2 minutes ago? Wasn't she a masseuse 2 minutes ago? Broke 10 years. Broke 10 years. We'll start a war. We'll start a war. Don't we get involved in 4 years? Don't we get involved in 4 years? I like ice cream. I like ice cream. I like to read books. My brother also likes it. I like to read books. My brother also likes it. To continue. Call the police. I have nothing to lose. To continue. Call the police. I have nothing to lose. We need to find a solution to this problem as soon as possible. We need to find a solution to this problem as soon as possible. Is her neighbor a pianist? Is her neighbor a pianist? Personal. Are the summers hot where you live? Are the summers hot where you live? Didn't they give work every week? Didn't they give work every week? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Can't fly? Can't fly? Productive. Dad, give me a phone. Dad, give me a phone. Could not protect. I also like good food. I also like good food. You will watch television. You will watch television. The equipment was very busy and it was very difficult to escape. The equipment was very busy and it was very difficult to escape. Can you turn off the lights? Can you turn off the lights? This is a fascinating story. This is a fascinating story. If he had a map, he would find his way. If he had a map, he would find his way. I will be speaking fluently this time next year. I will be speaking fluently this time next year. Our half-brother was an actor. Our half-brother was an actor. See you in the park after school. See you in the park after school. I come home around 7. I come home around 7. Is your father a grocer? Is your father a grocer? They can invest in real estate. They can invest in real estate. Shouldn't they be solving? Shouldn't they be solving? He will learn to play golf. He will learn to play golf. I saw it at school. I saw it at school. Instead of taking the car to the mechanic, he fixed it himself. Instead of taking the car to the mechanic, he fixed it himself. Can you help me with this math problem? Can you help me with this math problem? Where can I find canned pineapple? Where can I find canned pineapple? They want to start their own business. They want to start their own business. Shouldn't he always be a filmmaker? Shouldn't he always be a filmmaker? By the end of the summer I will have learned to swim. By the end of the summer I will have learned to swim. You should go for it. You should go for it. I need to buy a birthday present for my friend. I need to buy a birthday present for my friend. I will be aware of this issue. I will be aware of this issue. Why do you think? Why do you think? Can you review? Can you review? I can be a journalist every month. I can be a journalist every month. The road is blocked. The road is blocked. I'm mad at you so I won't come to you. I'm mad at you so I won't come to you. I must have a baby. I must have a baby. Well known. Well known. Do you have plans for next weekend? Do you have plans for next weekend? His half-sisters were messengers. His half-sisters were messengers. Can't they be a pharmacist after 4 midnight? Can't they be a pharmacist after 4 midnight? Consistency. Consistency. We did not learn. We did not learn. Taken on a weekly basis. Taken on a weekly basis. We usually go hiking in the mountains. We usually go hiking in the mountains. If he had a guitar, he would play in a band. If he had a guitar, he would play in a band. He is not close. He is not close. We will be playing football. We will be playing football. You have to do the calculus at noon. You have to do the calculus at noon. Don't they always think? Don't they always think? What do you think of my company? What do you think of my company? I will be here to assist you every step of the way. I will be here to assist you every step of the way. Did he notice at dusk? Did he notice at dusk? I'm talking. I'm talking. You should give. You should give. By the time they're done, we'll already be out of the office. By the time they're done, we'll already be out of the office. In an hour, she'll have a nap. In an hour, she'll have a nap. Do you like reading books? Do you like reading books? Can you lend me some money? Can you lend me some money? You should respect their opinion, even if you disagree. You should respect their opinion, even if you disagree. What about me? What about me? Shouldn't they do it every day? Shouldn't they do it every day? Do we have any topic? Do we have any topic? The winning singer is from Spain. The winning singer is from Spain. It wasn't always a barista. It wasn't always a barista. Are her siblings nurses? Are her siblings nurses? I'm coming to the reception. I'm coming to the reception. She loves it every week. She loves it every week. You like playing tennis, right? You like playing tennis, right? The water freezes in winter. The water freezes in winter. 10 years. 10 years. Normally you can. Normally you can. Could you please tell me the time? Could you please tell me the time? He wrote a poem about love. He wrote a poem about love. Can you sign something for me? Can you sign something for me? The teacher had the students write an essay as homework. The teacher had the students write an essay as homework. He wrote a letter to his grandmother. He wrote a letter to his grandmother. What do you think about removing carbon? What do you think about removing carbon? I don't notice anything special about the way things are going right now. I don't notice anything special about the way things are going right now. Can it expand after a day? Can it expand after a day? He will retire when he turns 60. He will retire when he turns 60. Can you lend me your car for a day? Can you lend me your car for a day? Which is your favorite park? Which is your favorite park? Usually a sportscaster. Usually a sportscaster. Your support means the world to me. Your support means the world to me. I can finish the project by the deadline. I can finish the project by the deadline. I do not think so. I do not think so. She is a compassionate caregiver. She is a compassionate caregiver. Why do you work in the cinema? Why do you work in the cinema? Are you feeding? Are you feeding? Should we reduce? Should we reduce? Didn't work out? Didn't work out? Then. Isn't it the golfer decade? Isn't it the golfer decade? I think it's time for me to say goodbye. I think it's time for me to say goodbye. He needs to brush his teeth before going to bed. He needs to brush his teeth before going to bed. You didn't plan at dusk. You didn't plan at dusk. Children are playing outside. Children are playing outside. I can be the commander at noon. I can be the commander at noon. He'll cook dinner for his family in an hour. He'll cook dinner for his family in an hour. Doesn't she remember? Doesn't she remember? That name. That name. I don't like to work. I don't like to work. How many apples do you buy from the market? How many apples do you buy from the market? Would I step? Would I step? 4 minutes later we complain? 4 minutes later we complain? He blamed himself for the missed opportunity. He blamed himself for the missed opportunity. He listened to music while cleaning the house. He listened to music while cleaning the house. The actors will shoot the movie on location next month. The actors will shoot the movie on location next month. My father left home before I came. My father left home before I came. Raw beats. Raw beats. Is their spouse the second man? Is their spouse the second man? I have to go to the store. I have to go to the store. Let's discuss the results of our survey. Let's discuss the results of our survey. Can't he create? Can't he create? Let me explain how to use this machine. Let me explain how to use this machine. They went to the park to play frisbee. They went to the park to play frisbee. We must be patient in difficult situations. We must be patient in difficult situations. I wish we'd gone to the beach instead of staying at home. I wish we'd gone to the beach instead of staying at home. Will he speak in 3 hours? Will he speak in 3 hours? Do you usually? Do you usually? I can go to school. I can go to school. We will be industrialists soon. We will be industrialists soon. Can I get a rain check for this promotional item? Can I get a rain check for this promotional item? It's our turn. It's our turn. Does it protect after 4 weeks? Does it protect after 4 weeks? My goal is to work hard. My goal is to work hard. Can't he teach? Can't he teach? What do you want to say? What do you want to say? His brother's name is Alex. His brother's name is Alex. Tickets for the legendary pianist's concert are sold out. Tickets for the legendary pianist's concert are sold out. The hotel was fully booked for weeks before I tried to make a reservation. The hotel was fully booked for weeks before I tried to make a reservation. His stepson was a salesman. His stepson was a salesman. I don't want to lose my low prices for losses. I don't want to lose my low prices for losses. I spoke to my best friend on the phone. I spoke to my best friend on the phone. Then you meant. Then you meant. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath. If there is no chance of rain, I will go out. If there is no chance of rain, I will go out. Didn't happen often. Didn't happen often. We won't know the results until next week. We won't know the results until next week. If you need help, just ask me. If you need help, just ask me. If you don't feel well, you should see a doctor. If you don't feel well, you should see a doctor. Thanks for your support and help, John. Thanks for your support and help, John. Therefore, we need to change our approach. Therefore, we need to change our approach. They were burned. They were burned. He can have dinner with his family tonight. He can have dinner with his family tonight. Shouldn't we be cops often? Shouldn't we be cops often? Can you give us advice? Can you give us advice? The picture was greatly appreciated by the visitors. The picture was greatly appreciated by the visitors. You can't handle. You can't handle. I was studying when my father came home. I was studying when my father came home. They had already decided on the menu before I arrived. They had already decided on the menu before I arrived. He will have learned to surf next summer. He will have learned to surf next summer. You didn't cut 10 years. You didn't cut 10 years. We question. We question. Not always controlled. Not always controlled. To influence. To influence. Sometimes I was a firefighter. Sometimes I was a firefighter. Can you always connect? Can you always connect? In 5 years I will be going back to school to get my master's degree. In 5 years I will be going back to school to get my master's degree. His father is a teacher. His father is a teacher. He had never seen snow before his journey into the mountains. He had never seen snow before his journey into the mountains. Allowance. Allowance. They met the actors after the show. They met the actors after the show. My neighbor is a soldier. My neighbor is a soldier. He didn't work on his presentation, so he wasn't prepared. He didn't work on his presentation, so he wasn't prepared. He loves swimming in the ocean. He loves swimming in the ocean. The book belongs to me. The book belongs to me. You arrive. You arrive. We were studying together for the final exam. We were studying together for the final exam. Should not be connected. Should not be connected. I want to learn to play the piano. I want to learn to play the piano. We can't get it after a month. We can't get it after a month. The sound from the kitchen made him curious. The sound from the kitchen made him curious. The team will play tomorrow. The team will play tomorrow. Can I bring you something else? Can I bring you something else? I'm in the mirror room. I'm in the mirror room. I have a loan in the city. I have a loan in the city. You never forget important dates. You never forget important dates. You don't know my talent. You don't know my talent. Why are you going to school? Why are you going to school? Shouldn't he give his name after 1 month? Shouldn't he give his name after 1 month? We have already visited that museum. We have already visited that museum. Have I now refused? Have I now refused? Was your stepdaughter a midwife? Was your stepdaughter a midwife? Can't always be a florist? Can't always be a florist? Aware. Aware. You will be waiting for the bus at 7. You will be waiting for the bus at 7. He will not stop until he reaches his goal. He will not stop until he reaches his goal. Was his father the weatherman? Was his father the weatherman? He will have learned to surf next summer. He will have learned to surf next summer. Do you want to come to the party? Do you want to come to the party? They failed. They failed. He wasn't a filmmaker at noon. He wasn't a filmmaker at noon. All materials required for this training are provided. All materials required for this training are provided. Shall we talk in 2 days? Shall we talk in 2 days? Make sure. Make sure. We are not normal. We are not normal. I often visit my elders. I often visit my elders. Children played in the park. Children played in the park. When will you go home? When will you go home? I will teach you English with Mr. Tandy. I will teach you English with Mr. Tandy. I'm not cruel, I just want to know what it is. I'm not cruel, I just want to know what it is. He is the strongest player of the team. He is the strongest player of the team. The cat is chasing the mouse. The cat is chasing the mouse. If he practices every day, he will improve his skills. If he practices every day, he will improve his skills. The car my brother drives is a sports car. The car my brother drives is a sports car. What kind of music do you like? What kind of music do you like? I can often do a hematologist. I can often do a hematologist. Are we baristas next year? Are we baristas next year? Do they need help? Do they need help? We think, maybe we will do nothing. We think, maybe we will do nothing. Would he be injured? Would he be injured? I am studying English. I am studying English. Yes, how many do you want? Yes, how many do you want? Mary will realize this. Mary will realize this. I'm going to the cinema to watch a new broadcast. I'm going to the cinema to watch a new broadcast. I'll call you tomorrow, he said. I'll call you tomorrow, he said. Aren't they surrounded? Aren't they surrounded? Opposition. Opposition. Can you lend me some money? Can you lend me some money? Children operator. Children operator. If I see him, I'll say hello. If I see him, I'll say hello. Didn't she sing soon? Didn't she sing soon? Develop competence. Develop competence. Was his stepson a masseuse? Was his stepson a masseuse? The library closes at 1800. The library closes at 1800. Were you sick yesterday? Were you sick yesterday? Thank you for your interest. Thank you for your interest. Rubble. Rubble. They will go hiking in the mountains. They will go hiking in the mountains. If you don't have an umbrella, you will get wet in the rain. If you don't have an umbrella, you will get wet in the rain. This is the most relaxing vacation I've ever had. This is the most relaxing vacation I've ever had. The book has been read by many. The book has been read by many. Important. Important. Summer is hotter than winter. Summer is hotter than winter. After we finish our meal, we have dessert. After we finish our meal, we have dessert. You can warn every week. You can warn every week. Don't you do it after 5 nights? Don't you do it after 5 nights? The only source of truth. The only source of truth. He will play the piano at the concert. He will play the piano at the concert. In an hour, she'll have a nap. In an hour, she'll have a nap. Are you currently learning? Are you currently learning? We plan to go shopping later today. We plan to go shopping later today. Whose turn is it? Whose turn is it? The package was delivered this morning. The package was delivered this morning. Loses often. Loses often. Before starting this project, we need to plan our strategy. Before starting this project, we need to plan our strategy. By next month he will have toured 5 different countries. By next month he will have toured 5 different countries. The book has been read by many. The book has been read by many. You said, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. Can you tell me all about it? Can you tell me all about it? Are his stepsisters nurses? Are his stepsisters nurses? They diligently saved money and as a result were able to make a down payment on a house. They diligently saved money and as a result were able to make a down payment on a house. Thanks for warning me. Thanks for warning me. My friend plays the guitar very well. My friend plays the guitar very well. He needs to buy a new phone. He needs to buy a new phone. Will he lie after 4 months? Will he lie after 4 months? Not all options are valid. Not all options are valid. What is your flight arrival time? What is your flight arrival time? Are they night watchmen? Are they night watchmen? I would love to see your photos again. I would love to see your photos again. Your cousins were garbage collectors. Your cousins were garbage collectors. They went to the party. They went to the party. Why do we have my back? Why do we have my back? Should he play after 1 year? Should he play after 1 year? I've never seen you eat a hamburger. I've never seen you eat a hamburger. Can't move now? Can't move now? Develop competence. Develop competence. Cooking is fun. Cooking is fun. We cannot always impose. We cannot always impose. Can it support normally? Can it support normally? Should we mark earlier? Should we mark earlier? We have to finish our homework. We have to finish our homework. I might try a new recipe for dinner. I might try a new recipe for dinner. He talks to himself when he's nervous. He talks to himself when he's nervous. Quickly, quickly. If I had more time, I would travel the world. If I had more time, I would travel the world. He won't go to school. He won't go to school. I usually have breakfast at home. I usually have breakfast at home. At the end of the semester, I will be taking this course for 4 months. At the end of the semester, I will be taking this course for 4 months. Obligation. Obligation. May not cause. May not cause. Sentences used daily in English. Sentences used daily in English. Mary drew a picture. Mary drew a picture. Let me know if you want to go to the gym. Let me know if you want to go to the gym. When the game is over, they will be playing for 4 hours. When the game is over, they will be playing for 4 hours. Can we sleep now? Can we sleep now? Wouldn't you be a clown at sunset? Wouldn't you be a clown at sunset? They can cost 1 minute later. They can cost 1 minute later. Who has the guitar on stage? Who has the guitar on stage? Even though the weather was unpredictable, we decided to have a picnic anyway. Even though the weather was unpredictable, we decided to have a picnic anyway. The movie was very long and boring. The movie was very long and boring. The Great Wall of China is the tallest man-made structure. The Great Wall of China is the tallest man-made structure. On the weekends they swim in the lake. On the weekends they swim in the lake. Too shy to speak in public. Too shy to speak in public. The realtor showed us the house. The realtor showed us the house. He listened to music for a while and then started studying. He listened to music for a while and then started studying. How knowledgeable! How knowledgeable! You should read more books to expand your knowledge. You should read more books to expand your knowledge. They are swimming in the pool. They are swimming in the pool. Can you attend this meeting? Can you attend this meeting? What did you say? What did you say? Did you look at the weather report? Rain is expected. Did you look at the weather report? Rain is expected. I have a meeting with Mr. Smith tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. I have a meeting with Mr. Smith tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Sometimes he could decide. Sometimes he could decide. I went to the hospital yesterday. I went to the hospital yesterday. Can we be doctors in 2 months? Can we be doctors in 2 months? Sometimes they have a picnic in the park. Sometimes they have a picnic in the park. I do not continue. I do not continue. It would be right away. It would be right away. Did not provide daily training. Did not provide daily training. John, do you have scissors? John, do you have scissors? He wants a better life. He wants a better life. He's the undertaker. He's the undertaker. Now do you want to talk to me about my sons? Now do you want to talk to me about my sons? He listens to podcasts on his way to work. He listens to podcasts on his way to work. Here is your milk. Here is your milk. Can't be the organizer after 2 centuries? Can't be the organizer after 2 centuries? If they don't go now, they'll be late. If they don't go now, they'll be late. Please, just let me explain. Please, just let me explain. We are looking for before. We are looking for before. Don't you confuse. Don't you confuse. Should I diversify? Should I diversify? 2 weeks you will be important. 2 weeks you will be important. Let me know the answer to this question. Let me know the answer to this question. Can he come to the beach with us? Can he come to the beach with us? Can you base at night? Can you base at night? Your husband is an accountant. Your husband is an accountant. They were never implemented. They were never implemented. They will play football in the park. They will play football in the park. Have you ever been outside the country? They asked. Have you ever been outside the country? They asked. Since we were. I do not feel good. I do not feel good. They told us, we've already booked the tickets. They told us, we've already booked the tickets. I have to get it done at 4 midnight. I have to get it done at 4 midnight. May I help you? May I help you? However you like. However you like. He reads history every day. He reads history every day. They can't build every month. They can't build every month. I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're having a good time. I was really impressed with the movie and can't wait to watch it again. I was really impressed with the movie and can't wait to watch it again. I need to find a new job as soon as possible. I need to find a new job as soon as possible. Your half-brother is a lifeguard. Your half-brother is a lifeguard. I will do laundry tomorrow. I will do laundry tomorrow. How often does he go to the theater? How often does he go to the theater? Couldn't he have been a professor before? Couldn't he have been a professor before? We trust each other. We trust each other. He goes shopping on Saturdays. He goes shopping on Saturdays. Later I will meet my friends for coffee. Later I will meet my friends for coffee. Were your parents florists? Were your parents florists? Is he an illustrator soon? Is he an illustrator soon? I closed my eyes and let the sun hit me. I closed my eyes and let the sun hit me. You will apply to graduate school next semester. You will apply to graduate school next semester. The movie had already started when we arrived, so we had to wait for the next screening. The movie had already started when we arrived, so we had to wait for the next screening. Can I publish from time to time? Can I publish from time to time? He could learn to speak Spanish. He could learn to speak Spanish. Shall we list our needs? Shall we list our needs? We need a lawyer, someone to help him. We need a lawyer, someone to help him. How many cars are there? How many cars are there? I can leave you if you want. I can leave you if you want. His half-brother is a grocer. His half-brother is a grocer. Autumn leaves are crunching under your feet. Autumn leaves are crunching under your feet. You do not approve. You do not approve. I bought him a shirt and shoes. I bought him a shirt and shoes. Could ride. Could ride. Were you sick yesterday? Were you sick yesterday? I like crispy bread. I like crispy bread. We can't kick in the afternoon. We can't kick in the afternoon. How many hours are there in a day? How many hours are there in a day? You will need to pay your bills. You will need to pay your bills. Would it matter? Would it matter? There will be new books in the library. There will be new books in the library. Should call every year. Should call every year. Can you meet me at the restaurant at 7 p.m.? Can you meet me at the restaurant at 7 p.m.? Indispensable. Indispensable. The teacher in my class is very helpful. The teacher in my class is very helpful. How often do you visit your grandparents? How often do you visit your grandparents? The foreign student had difficulty in understanding the lesson. The foreign student had difficulty in understanding the lesson. Important. Important. I'm staying at a hotel in New York for 2 weeks. I'm staying at a hotel in New York for 2 weeks. By the time you arrive, he will have finished the game. By the time you arrive, he will have finished the game. Yesterday was the hottest day of the year. Yesterday was the hottest day of the year. They were fishing in the lake when they caught a big fish. They were fishing in the lake when they caught a big fish. Can't he always move? Can't he always move? Can I explain at noon? Can I explain at noon? Some kind of food. Some kind of food. Many companies use English as their official language. Many companies use English as their official language. I was with Tom. I was with Tom. I'm so excited I could jump out of my seat. I'm so excited I could jump out of my seat. The restaurant offers delicious food. The restaurant offers delicious food. The sun rises early in the morning. The sun rises early in the morning. They had eaten before going to the movies. They had eaten before going to the movies. He'll be working on his project all night tonight. He'll be working on his project all night tonight. What will you do tomorrow? What will you do tomorrow? I have 2 brothers, he told me. I have 2 brothers, he told me. You cannot guess. You cannot guess. Is our sister a therapist? Is our sister a therapist? Obligation. Obligation. They swam in the pool. They swam in the pool. Type of job functions. Type of job functions. Low fat. Low fat. I sleep 8 hours every night. I sleep 8 hours every night. He put his foot on the gas pedal to accelerate. He put his foot on the gas pedal to accelerate. What is your flight number? What is your flight number? Her stepdaughters were workers. Her stepdaughters were workers. They broke up because of this misunderstanding. They broke up because of this misunderstanding. The company will expand its operations. The company will expand its operations. They will worry. They will worry. What a talented actor. What a talented actor. We will include earlier. We will include earlier. Is your grandfather an officer? Is your grandfather an officer? What is your heart telling you? What is your heart telling you? Life in New York is great. Life in New York is great. They have never been to Europe before. They have never been to Europe before. They made a cake for a friend's birthday party. They made a cake for a friend's birthday party. He likes to read books. He likes to read books. I'm not a criminal, I'm just curious. I'm not a criminal, I'm just curious. I have a meeting with my boss at 2 o'clock. I have a meeting with my boss at 2 o'clock. Would you be a bricklayer now? Would you be a bricklayer now? What do you recommend? What do you recommend? I bought 2 tickets for the concert. Do you want one? I bought 2 tickets for the concert. Do you want one? Which day? Which day? The sky was clear and blue on a beautiful summer day. The sky was clear and blue on a beautiful summer day. Eat it right away. Eat it right away. My sister's car is red. My sister's car is red. I have a lot of experience in this field. I have a lot of experience in this field. They will not wage war. They will not wage war. Their husbands were stockbrokers. Their husbands were stockbrokers. He knows the answer. He knows the answer. I was surprised to get a promotion at work. I was surprised to get a promotion at work. The nurse will come later to change your bandages. The nurse will come later to change your bandages. He had not been able to find his passport before his trip. He had not been able to find his passport before his trip. Did it normally sell? Did it normally sell? I ate some cheese with my crackers. I ate some cheese with my crackers. Where can I find baby products? Where can I find baby products? Aware of the situation. Aware of the situation. I will be waiting for you at the airport. I will be waiting for you at the airport. We have to study for the exam. We have to study for the exam. Unnecessary. Unnecessary. Are we monthly? Are we monthly? They will go hiking in the mountains. They will go hiking in the mountains. The company is improving its customer service. The company is improving its customer service. I don't know your mother. I don't know your mother. The restaurant we went to on our anniversary had delicious food. The restaurant we went to on our anniversary had delicious food. The restaurant is at the top of the building. The restaurant is at the top of the building. Fill in for performance excel. Fill in for performance excel. Everything will be very nice. Everything will be very nice. Students will take their final exams next month. Students will take their final exams next month. Can I use my loyalty points for rewards? Can I use my loyalty points for rewards? It won't demolish the building after one weekend. It won't demolish the building after one weekend. Did they allow it last year? Did they allow it last year? She shouldn't be modeling at dawn. She shouldn't be modeling at dawn. It could be poison. It could be poison. He loves playing basketball. He loves playing basketball. Better start eating healthier. Better start eating healthier. To be careful. To be careful. They studied abroad for a while. They studied abroad for a while. I'm going to have dinner with my family tonight. I'm going to have dinner with my family tonight. Are there any sugar-free drinks? Are there any sugar-free drinks? Was his stepfather a urologist? Was his stepfather a urologist? Can you quote from 2 months ago? Can you quote from 2 months ago? We were waiting in line for concert tickets. We were waiting in line for concert tickets. They need help. They need help. We will have a meeting in the afternoon. We will have a meeting in the afternoon. Are their mother-in-laws beekeepers? Are their mother-in-laws beekeepers? Insecure. Insecure. We cannot limit. We cannot limit. What types of dishes do you like to cook? What types of dishes do you like to cook? Do you know? People come here to work with you. Okay. Do you know? People come here to work with you. Okay. I'll wait until you're done. I'll wait until you're done. Was her mother-in-law a dietitian? Was her mother-in-law a dietitian? The package was opened by the buyer. The package was opened by the buyer. The cake was baked with love. The cake was baked with love. Is your daughter a botanist? Is your daughter a botanist? Insufficient funds prevented us from investing further. Insufficient funds prevented us from investing further. They like to play basketball. They like to play basketball. He is a knowledgeable scientist. He is a knowledgeable scientist. Journalists will broadcast live from the accident scene. Journalists will broadcast live from the accident scene. They wish they had taken more photos during the trip. They wish they had taken more photos during the trip. Can I have a glass of water, please? Can I have a glass of water, please? Are you a player? Are you a player? Despite criticism, the artist remained true to his style. Despite criticism, the artist remained true to his style. The students are listening to the teacher. The students are listening to the teacher. Will he start a war? Will he start a war? What sports can you do? What sports can you do? Is there a minimum purchase amount for credit card payments? Is there a minimum purchase amount for credit card payments? When they wake up, we will have prepared breakfast. When they wake up, we will have prepared breakfast. Even though it was raining, they went out. Even though it was raining, they went out. Didn't happen often. Didn't happen often. Your grandmother was a sculptor. Your grandmother was a sculptor. She needs to practice her dance routine for the show. She needs to practice her dance routine for the show. Can I borrow your pen? Can I borrow your pen? I was going to tell you. I was going to tell you. What kind of support can you give to our project? What kind of support can you give to our project? The enemy was too busy and too big. The enemy was too busy and too big. Queen is fit. Queen is fit. Can you pass me the vacuum cleaner? Can you pass me the vacuum cleaner? Electrician every year? Electrician every year? I took dance lessons to improve coordination. I took dance lessons to improve coordination. I can often do a hematologist. I can often do a hematologist. The post office is on the left side of the street. The post office is on the left side of the street. She had been dieting for weeks, but she couldn't resist the temptation and ate a piece of cake. She had been dieting for weeks, but she couldn't resist the temptation and ate a piece of cake. Are there stepson announcers? Are there stepson announcers? Can we extend it in 4 minutes? Can we extend it in 4 minutes? We go to the gym twice a week. We go to the gym twice a week. Smooth. Smooth. We will do it from time to time. We will do it from time to time. Sweat. Sweat. Will I do it 4 centuries later? Will I do it 4 centuries later? Otherwise. Otherwise. Can you recommend a good toothpaste brand? Can you recommend a good toothpaste brand? How often do you go for a walk? How often do you go for a walk? It may jump soon. It may jump soon. Should not break. Should not break. His half-sister was a cashier. His half-sister was a cashier. Will we let you know after 2 months? Will we let you know after 2 months? The Louvre Museum is the most visited art museum in the world. The Louvre Museum is the most visited art museum in the world. They didn't visit their grandparents, did they? They didn't visit their grandparents, did they? They often cannot be foreman. They often cannot be foreman. It is mixed. It is mixed. He is driving a car. He is driving a car. The foot of the mountain is covered with snow. The foot of the mountain is covered with snow. We can play golf normally. We can play golf normally. The cat hiding under the bed is scared. The cat hiding under the bed is scared. Where can I find spices? Where can I find spices? They pushed themselves to the limit. They pushed themselves to the limit. My sister is a doctor. My sister is a doctor. They should have listened to customer complaints. They should have listened to customer complaints. His cousins were civil engineers. His cousins were civil engineers. I do not feel good. I do not feel good. We should have listened to his advice. We should have listened to his advice. Shouldn't they match? Shouldn't they match? That photo belongs to Victor. That photo belongs to Victor. He is an engineer and designs new technologies. He is an engineer and designs new technologies. Construction workers will build a new bridge. Construction workers will build a new bridge. I have to learn everything from scratch. I have to learn everything from scratch. It didn't create it 3 minutes ago. It didn't create it 3 minutes ago. The dog is chasing its tail in the backyard. The dog is chasing its tail in the backyard. I will cook dinner tonight. I will cook dinner tonight. He was previously a banker. He was previously a banker. When are you leaving school? When are you leaving school? When are you going to school? When are you going to school? Fake, fake. Encourage, encourage. If you had listened to me, you wouldn't be in this situation. If you had listened to me, you wouldn't be in this situation. I want you. I want you. Do you find it appropriate to help? Do you find it appropriate to help? He used to calculate often. He used to calculate often. I can be an illustrator. I can be an illustrator. Better times for your body. Better times for your body. Was her husband a philosopher? Was her husband a philosopher? He's a 2-week trainer. He's a 2-week trainer. The train leaves at exactly 3 o'clock. The train leaves at exactly 3 o'clock. Let me pay for the dinner tonight. Let me pay for the dinner tonight. The song that the singer sang touched everyone's heart. The song that the singer sang touched everyone's heart. The garbage disposal is clogged. The garbage disposal is clogged. 1 minute later they are the magistrates. 1 minute later they are the magistrates. We cross the city limits. We cross the city limits. The only source of truth. The only source of truth. I listen to music while working. I listen to music while working. As we talked. As we talked. How many dogs are in the park? How many dogs are in the park? They hope to win the championship this year. They hope to win the championship this year. Work together. Work together. Frankly, I don't know. Frankly, I don't know. I've already finished my homework. I've already finished my homework. I will finish this report and hand it in after that. I will finish this report and hand it in after that. Okay then. How is your shoulder? Okay then. How is your shoulder? His stepson referee. His stepson referee. Get ready for the party. Get ready for the party. If I had more information, I could have made a better decision. If I had more information, I could have made a better decision. When we got to the station, the train had left. When we got to the station, the train had left. Will he be a linguist? Will he be a linguist? What do you think about our company? What do you think about our company? Waste. Waste. Then we can be paramedics. Then we can be paramedics. Can you recommend a good brand of tea? Can you recommend a good brand of tea? I don't know your mother. I don't know your mother. How do you spell your name? How do you spell your name? How much money does he have? How much money does he have? Can you start the week? Can you start the week? His brothers were translators. His brothers were translators. I have to finish this book before the movie comes out. I have to finish this book before the movie comes out. Toy. Toy. Is our neighbor a worker? Is our neighbor a worker? Was his stepson a ranger? Was his stepson a ranger? The cat sitting at the table is naughty. The cat sitting at the table is naughty. By this time next year, I will have finished my degree. By this time next year, I will have finished my degree. She looks beautiful in that dress. She looks beautiful in that dress. I've been reading this book for a while. I've been reading this book for a while. I'm going to watch TV tonight. I'm going to watch TV tonight. Must be an economist every year. Must be an economist every year. He could make daily jewelry. He could make daily jewelry. Nowadays. Nowadays. We have to design it after 5 days. We have to design it after 5 days. Can I buy you something? Can I buy you something? Don't they have to deal with it yearly? Don't they have to deal with it yearly? Sensitive. Sensitive. To reach an agreement, both parties have to make concessions. To reach an agreement, both parties have to make concessions. What would you like to start? What would you like to start? What is he looking at? What is he looking at? The supermarket is across the street. The supermarket is across the street. Although expensive, the quality of the product is excellent. Although expensive, the quality of the product is excellent. Can you give me directions to the science building? Can you give me directions to the science building? I'm cooking for my family tonight. I'm cooking for my family tonight. Do we record these sessions normally? Do we record these sessions normally? Can't I edit it later? Can't I edit it later? Subtract. Subtract. If I had enough money, I would buy a new car. If I had enough money, I would buy a new car. It's not important. It's not important.